Hello, welcome to your special spring readings. The vernal equinox marks the time of year to the seasonal shift into spring, bringing in warmer weather in the northern hemisphere and the commencement of the winter thaw. Of course, in the southern hemisphere, it is the beginning of autumn. Spring officially starts on March 20th at 3:29 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The equinox means equal amount of day and night. Equa meaning equal, and nox meaning night in Latin. This is where astrologers set the marking point of 0 degrees Aries, creating the Western tropical zodiacal system. There are many cultural traditions that vary as to when the new year actually begins. In some cultures and religions, especially among astrologers, spring is seen as the initiation of the real new year, being that it is based upon the nature's season and not a man-made calendar year. But either way, it is an important time for us to awaken and emerge from the chrysalis of winter and put our dreams into action. Now would be a seasonally supportive time to honor your true passions by doing what you had envisioned during the winter months. I wanted to briefly share as to what I saw as being the most appropriate card to represent spring as the Sun card. And if it happens to show up in any of your readings, consider it a bonus. All right, so we see the sun as the bringer of light and warmth, which marks the seasons changing. We see the flowers here are in bloom, especially sunflowers in this card. We see this naked child as a sign of innocence and joy. And he's holding this red banner announcing a significant event that brings promise of hope and positive changes. We see the horse as a symbol for power and strength that the sun brings in its solar power. And finally, we have this wall here in the background, which is a distinct marker or barrier between one thing and another. In this case, it is the changing of the seasons. I may actually make a more in-depth video of this card's symbology on my channel's tarot tutorial playlist. But without any further delay, let's get started with your readings. Happy spring, everyone. Scorpio. For your reading, I will be selecting cards from the Illuminati Tarot for each month. The first card will be for the remainder of March from the 20th through the 31st. The second card will be for April, the third for May, and the fourth for June, up until the start of the summer season on the 20th. I will then be selecting a playing card for advice and or clarification or confirmation. Lastly, I will select a card from the Angels of Light Cards of Clarity Oracle deck to see which angelic energy will be assisting you for this season. Let's go ahead and see what cards want to come up for you, Scorpios. Show me Scorpio spring. Wow, okay. Well, 4 out of 5 are major arcanas. So again, this is really just telling, like, big picture things. These are not small changes. This is like destiny and fate are definitely at play whenever we have like a heavy heavy-handed or one-sided aspect of like many major arcanas. So major arcanas are the major secrets of life. Okay, so the shadow card is the Emperor. This is about responsibility, your responsibilities in life, meeting those responsibilities and having a sense of like self-respect for one, self-determination, two, but I'm also seeing like self-motivated. You're not waiting around for anyone else to sort of tell you what to do or show you what to do. You're self-directive. You know instinctively what to do. You know what needs to be done, and you're doing it. The Emperor is about maintenance, okay? So anything that needs maintenance in your life, what could need maintenance? Things around your house, your car, your body, your spiritual growth. All of these things need our effort and attention, okay? And you're able to provide. You're able to provide for your family. You're able to provide, you know, the needs for yourself first, but then also your friends and maybe children. The Emperor is about provision, sensibility, again, knowing what to do and having that sort of sense of responsibility and acting with that, okay? So you're in this sort of powerful position this spring where you have a lot of responsibility being given to you, okay? So the March card that I'm getting is the Four of Pentacles. Now this is an energy of could be a little bit clinging to what was, the status quo, things that you're used to, things that are familiar, that give you a sense of security. And, you know, there are some things I think that could allow for change if you allow it, if you want to bring it in, that might be for your betterment and for your growth. Because this is, to me, this is like a card of like clinging on to what was, not necessarily what is, but it's just sort of like, if it's not broke, don't fix it sort of energy is what I'm getting. And there is a call for maintenance here, reworking, rewiring, redoing, reevaluating, all of that, okay? So you also want to be cost effective. So some of you, if it's like, if you don't have to hire someone to do it, then don't. You're very capable with this Emperor energy. Again, provision, savings, even being smart about your money, putting some savings away for a rainy day. You might need it. You never know. Okay, so this is the type of energy that I'm coming up for March with the Four of Pentacles. So the message that's coming through is about surrender, for letting go of the control here. There is a sense of like security, control, clinging on to what was. And it may be time to, you know, this is also a card about self-preservation and self-protection, but there is a time and place for everything. It's not always needed, okay? It's good that you have this sort of energy and mentality, but it could be a little bit like too closed off as well. It's maybe sort of needing to reevaluate that. And the Hangman does that. Looks at things from a different perspective. It's also about surrender and letting go, whether you want to or not. It's kind of like, okay, you know, I am going to let go of the control because it's too much responsibility for me to need to be in control all the time. Sometimes just like going with the flow. The Hangman is also seeing things from a different perspective. I love all the vines that are here that are like growing and spiraling. It's really kind of beautiful. And to me, it's like, it's growth, that greenery. Meditation as well. Being still, being silent. This is a similar energy to the High Priestess card. It's like going within. But in this case, it's no longer a choice. You kind of have to, for some reason. The Hangman is asking you to surrender, whether you like it or not. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you know, I'm going to put something, an obstacle in your path, and it's gonna, you know, it's gonna make you reflect. It's very necessary and very needed to see things from another perspective, or just sort of like tap into something that your soul has been wanting to tell you for quite some time. And I feel like that's the energy for April. Now, May looks beautiful. You're being led, you're being guided. So here we're moving into all of the major arcana. So you had the minor arcana, which was the Four of Pentacles. This is of your choice. This is of your doing, your free will. Whenever you have the majors, it's like, okay, now things are in God's hands. Now things are kind of going in order to plan, you know, with the grand scheme of things, right? Okay, so the Star card is about hope. It's about being guided, listening to your guidance, inspiration, feeling inspired as well. And it's on the tail of this Hanged Man energy, where it's like taking time out to listen, and you're going to hear it. You're going to be guided. There's something important with the stars that's going on in your chart in May as well. But all in all, it's a beautiful energy. It's like hopes coming true, wishes coming true. The World card is about completion and success. I feel like whatever trials or challenges, I feel like you're going to meet them. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of personal power. You're going to be delegating it in the appropriate ways. And this is all about like rising to the occasion of whatever tests or trials that come in. I'm sensing that something is going to come up here in March for you. It's a test from the universe, which is the Star card. And this is like, you know, passing with flying colors here. The World card is like, okay, completion, endings, success, victory, feeling proud of yourself for having tackled this, having gone through it. I don't feel like it's going to take a lot of like physical effort, and I feel like it's going to be more of like a spiritual strength. Okay. And I'm also seeing the World, whenever the World card comes up, it's like also attending to the outer realm, the outer matters, like the public, okay? Responsibility to the people around you as well, okay? And in several different forms. So like personally, when I've drawn this card, it's like I know that I'm going to have a day full of errands where I'm going to be out and about doing things out in the world, right? So this is the energy for June, and it's a good wrap up for the end of spring. It's like you're wrapping up loose ends to move into the next season. So I'm going to go ahead and see what the playing cards want to share. Scorpio's message for spring. Okay, I feel like it's this one. The Three of Wands, the Three of Fire. A small success, looking towards the future, looking forward to what is coming, okay? There's opportunities coming in here for you. I feel like it has to do with like business, enterprise, that sort of thing. Collaborative efforts being successful. And also you have the 3 here, which is like the end of the first cycle, which is like on a smaller level. And then you have 21. 2 plus 1, 21, is 3, which is completion on a bigger cycle. As above, so below. So there's something in your chart that may be showing like, okay, you're coming to the end of a cycle, and it's showing up on your day-to-day life and responsibility, but you're definitely meeting the challenges. And again, that's sort of like provision for the future. It's a very future-oriented card. Some of you may want to look into some sort of savings or some sort of, what do you call it? Yeah, not like a savings account, but investment. You're investing for your future, and that could be with money or in other ways, just on your actions. And you're looking at sort of like the long run here. Okay. I like that. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so my soul. Let's pick which angelic energy will be assisting you for spring, Scorpio. I feel like it's this one. Angel of Expansion. How lovely. The Angel of Expansion assists you in continuing and increasing your growth through all the events that transpire in your life. This angel enhances your ability to develop and progress, escalating your evolution and ascension. Working with this angel to grow beyond all physical world beliefs and limitations. I feel like there's just some major spiritual growth that's going to be happening for you. Whether that's an enhancement of, you know, your intuition, psychic abilities, knowingness, or just like your meditative practice and getting into that, something that you do with like discipline on a daily basis is like practice makes perfect, and it's helping you grow. This is a lovely time period for you to really make some, you know, just progress in your evolution and again ascension. So as above, so below. All right, Scorpio, so with that, thank you so much for liking and sharing my videos and for subscribing to my channel. I will see you in the upcoming videos.